Smurfy greetings, YouTubers. It is I3 Hell here. Today, June 20th, marks the day where Smurfs The Lost Village releases on digital download. So I figured, what better time than to show off this wonderful thing. This is the art book from the very movie. I managed to pick this up during my walk-arounds, and I figure I'll show a little bit of the pages of the inside for you. So, if you guys enjoy what's going on here, remember to show your love, hit the like button. So we have our own contents, and I'm just going to begin with the foreword by Veronique Culliford. I hope I'm saying her name right. Is it Veronique or Veronica? I think it's Veronica. But anyways, as you guys can see, we got this lovely little setup here. Wonderful little Smurf world. Gives you a little bit more of this. I'll just bring it in a little closer so you guys can see. Apparently this is supposed to be Smurfy Grove. Now, to those of you who haven't figured it out by the name, this is Peyo's daughter, or the heiress of the Smurfs. So, let's read what she has to say. All my life, I've been surrounded by the magic of blue creatures. Kind of heart, but small in stature. They measure 3 apples high, to be figuratively exact. These creatures leapt into existence from my father's imagination. Peyo Culliford first shared Stromps with the world in Spiro number 1071, published in Belgium on October 23rd, 1958, and pure joy has come from their presence ever since. Yep. In comics, toys, television, and film animation, Smurfs, English for Stromps, has changed several generations of children and adults, and it is with great happiness that I watched the story of Smurfs The Lost Village come together now at Sony Pictures. Peyo was always interested in technological advances, and had he been alive today, I'm sure he would have, would have been excitedly involved in the process of making this film and taking the story of Smurfs in a fun new direction. He always enjoyed seeing his characters evolve, and his passion for cinema would have grown deeply by being part of the work we do today. I am most appreciative of the artistic crew at Sony Pictures Animation for taking great care in opening the next chapter of the Smurf story, realizing it the way I know my father would have been proud to see. Personally, it is always an honor as much as a duty to carry on the legacy of the Smurfs and to protect these characters to make sure they retain their evergreen, or should I say ever blue, status. And I'm thrilled to have walked this creative path of discovery with such talented filmmakers. I hope you enjoy experiencing the adventures of Smurfs The Lost Village as much as we enjoyed making it. So, a good majority of this, as you can see, it's art. This is supposed to be behind the fort at Smurfy Grove. Got a little bit more of this. More of the girls, of course. And we have this wonderful little shot right here that happens in the movie. I'm not going to bore you with all of the details, but there are some things that I want to talk about. Now, one of the interesting things is Smurfs that should have been added to the movie from the previous films. And I like this particular page because it shows us a little something that you probably might not have known. You may get the deleted stuff from the digital download. I'm personally waiting for the DVD to sit it next to this book of mine. But I want to show you guys this particular picture from the art book. Check it out, you guys. Yeah, you're not seeing that wrong. Your eyes are not deceiving you. This is actually Gutsy Smurf from the first Smurfs movie. That's right. This is his room. In his bed with the bagpipe pillows, golf ball rug, fireplace and all. Apparently, Gutsy was supposed to appear in the movie, but was taken out for some odd reason. Gutsy Smurf's Room by Yu Chung Peter Chan and Karen DeJong. Those are the artists who did this. That's a very nice room. Check that out. Got the candle and everything. So everybody who likes to say that Gutsy's not a part of the original Smurfs, well, this kind of proves that he is. So take away a little bit of the defunct here. You know, one of the other cool things that I want to show off is the storyboards for the movie itself. Yeah, I got on gloves, it's fine. Had to work on the yard some more. Pruning and all that other mess. So we got this part, and it folds open. We have here, and up above we've got the timeline. You know, starts with what is a Smurf, Brainy's experiment, Grouchy's bench. You know, various scenes from the movie and where they are on the timeline. You know, from the sneaking out to going into the Forbidden Forest, meeting up with everyone, all the way to the end. It even folds over to this part too. It shows the camp out, the river. Remember that scene where Brainy got super duper mad? Then we run into the Girls of the Grove. And at the end of it all, we get more of this. They finally make it through, blowing their horns. The embarrassing moments between Hefty and Brainy. Everything along the line. The whole storyboarding process, including the sad moments of this. I'm not going to say spoiler alert. The movie's been out for a couple of months. I don't need to spoil anything with all of you. You should know this by now. And if you haven't seen the movie yet, and you're going to be seeing it for the first time on digital download, or if you get it on DVD, this will help you get through. So, apparently one of the things that they never did was, in the cartoon, show the entire Smurfs village. And this is a good shot right here. These series of shots. You got this segment right here from the movie, another pose, inside of the room, and then you have this wonderful shot right here. This is great. Smurf Village Topography by Marcello Vignali. Look at how beautiful that is. I got to lean the book back just to show you. Again, one of the things that they mentioned how they never got to see the entire village in one shot. So this was their artist's conception of what the full village would look like. And on the bottom we have Vignali and Wendell Dali doing this wonderful shot. Pretty cool details right here, you know. I'm going to show you as much of this as I can and give you a little bit of Smurf theorizing. You know, even though these guys were super small, they had a really nice place to go. Their village was amazing, and they made all kinds of various things. You know, here's some of the wonderful items that appear in the movie. We got the Smurf thinking thing, the shield that Brainy hid behind. We got one of Baker's pies. I love how even something as simple as Smurfberry pie can show scale when you look at grains of sugar on it. Noel Chiaro, production designer. Yep. And then we've got Cook Smurf right here. At least no, this can't be Cook Smurf. Greedy Smurf maybe? Yeah. We got the bunnies. Look at this, waffles. Now, here's something you may not know. While the Smurfs are primarily vegetables eaters and fruit eaters, or vegan, the King Smurf episode actually showed Hefty whipping out a hot dog. And in the movie, they've also said that they do eat pizza. I wonder how Smurf pizza would look. Okay, sure, I'll show this one off because it's a basic rundown on how they draw the Smurfs. You know, in the meeting the Smurfs one. So let's get a little bit of a read in here. Even though the exact genetic composition of Smurfs remains a mystery, one look at this elven civilization confirms that they are all related. Well, see, that's a little bit more backstory right here. Not only are they family, but they're also somewhat elvish. They're like little elves. That's awesome. Smurfs can all be described as young, fresh and fun, with big hands, feet, Her heads, feet, and hands. Small bodies and arms, explains production designer Noel Triaro, leading the effort to translate Peyo's creations into the CG animation world. Character designer Patrick Matei had a fun take on how to whip up a Smurf design, which I believe is right here. So let me read this off and show this to all of you. Here we go. The silhouette of a Smurf looks like an interrogation point. For this reason, the feet are never completely flat on the ground. Their legs bend slightly, which makes them look springy, explains Matei. As for building a so-called simplified anatomy, it is not always a simple task. When Smurfs stand straight, their limbs appear tubular and smooth like a water hose, with no visual evidence of knees, elbows, neck, and shoulders. In fact, when you look at that show with the line of shoulders, the colors, you don't even see shoulders at all. I guess this is one of the things the previous two Smurf movies got wrong, because a lot of people bash those ones. Okay. Ooh, this really is a heavy book, but I like the breakdown it shows right here: an egg, a teardrop, and a bean, because that's essentially what they say about how the body works. Let me read that off. Can I find where they talk about this? Okay. Oftentimes, creating simpler shapes in CG can be more challenging than realistic deformations. We had to design a noodle arm system, sculpt additional corrective shapes, and give animation more sculpting and controls to shape the hands and feet of the Smurfs to keep their simple design without showing too much of the CG anatomy that we normally try to articulate, recalls character setup lead Brian Cohen. Smurfs are cartoon characters. They are very elastic, points out Patrick Matei. So as you can see, they run it like this. The head is an oval shape like an egg. The body is a water drop. The feet are beans and noodle arms and legs. It's an interesting recipe. And then we have some concept art right here, from simple shapes to foundation lines, adding the nose and ears and eyes and hands, bringing it all in, finishing up the sketch, the lines, and the colors. And of course, we got the crew. One of the cool things about this is you get to learn how everybody gets broken down. A lot of amazing shots. Ooh, I want to show these shots off to you guys because this is some really cool scenery right here. Look at all of that. There was a lot of concept art that went into this. You can tell they put a lot of effort. And the funny thing is, and they've mentioned this on the Smurfs channel, is that this is actually a fan-created movie. That's right, everyone who worked on this, they were all fans of the movie. And people say fan fiction doesn't become reality. This movie is living proof that if fans have the proper funding, the motivational drive, and of course, a proper blessing, anything can be made real. Then of course we have introductions to each of our characters, starting with Smurfette. Look at some of these cool poses. And of course the final 3D take on this, which is great. More Smurfette action right here. Look at that beautiful shot of her. Remember that scene? That was supposed to actually be taken out, but they left it in. And of course, we got the shot of Smurfette's room. Pretty decent room, actually. Got all her dresses and pumps in line. Very nice. Very nice. You know, they talk a lot about Smurfette, which they should, because this movie is pretty much based on her. Even the dark version of her has some saying. Take a look at all this. Really great stuff here. Yeah, evil Smurfette. Because, as everyone knows, she wasn't always good. Then we got a little bit on Clumsy here. Poor Clumsy. His power is really amazing in Smurfs Bubble Story. I hope you guys are playing that. And if not, feel free to check out my channel. I am doing a playthrough of this very game. Check it out. Show it some love. We got Brainy at work. Look at all that. The funny thing is, when he wears that lab coat, I thought he was actually Dr. Smurf. And of course, we get the final shot of him right here, which is awesome. Then we got the strong man, Hefty. Look at that scene. Everybody remembers that scene. Lovely shots of Hefty right here. And the final rig. Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful. And of course, Papa. Pretty cool, huh? If you guys can find this book, by all means do. It is worth the read, and this is a wonderful thing to have. You learn a lot about animation, especially with the art books of movies. You can tell. Alright, so yeah, might as well show off some of the others. Check it out. Vanity Smurf. We got Cook, Clown, Farmer Smurf. Remember this scene with Winner and Loser? Ah. So many unique faces. See, they refer to him in this book as Saxophonist Smurf, but Smurfs Bubble Story calls him Jazzy Smurf. Everybody else, like me, thought it was Smooth Smurf from the second movie. And of course, we got this wonderful scene. I know there was one discussion from one of my Smurf communities about nude Smurfs at one time. So, yeah, show that off. Why? Because it's relevant to a Smurf build. Yep. I think I'll skip past Gargamel's lair and all that. Wow. Okay, we're not going to do that one. But some of this artwork is just amazing. I can't get through all of it in the time allotted on my recording, but for the time that I do have, I tell you some other things. Also keep in note that when I go through my Smurfs Bubble Story and even Smurfs Epic Run, I take excerpts from this very book. Give you some concept art shots of the Forbidden Forest here as we move in. Lovely stuff right there. See the colors, the flowers. This is really beautiful. I mean, when we saw the Forbidden Forest the first time, we were kind of in awe, like Smurfette was. Look at that tree. There's Gargamel right there, wanting to be all evil and everything. Amazing. All right, let me jump ahead to another good part of this book here. Again, this is a really big book. I can't give you everything in a lot of time. Just give you enough to get by. And if it's interesting enough for you guys, ooh, the dragonfly scene. I'll show this off because it is a very pretty scene. Look at that. This is the concept art for the dragonfly ditch. Yeah, beautiful, isn't it? And of course, Clumsy's new friend. Some beautiful, beautiful art in this movie. It's just a shame that a lot of things that happen in the movie, we didn't really get through. And one of the biggest issues is how Papa Smurf got to Smurfy Grove. We saw the main four get there, but we didn't see Papa get there. And a lot of people are wondering, maybe they could have did that scene to lengthen the movie a bit. And I mentioned in my review that this movie is a bit too short. I wanted more from it. And I didn't get it, unfortunately. Concept art from the river. Look at that. Really good stuff right here. This was still one of the funnest scenes. I know they said the most fun scene of the movie was dealing with the rabbits, but the river scene was amazing. Actually, let's take an excerpt from that. Let me give you another one right here. Not everything, but here we go. The rigging team worked with the layout to provide developing this fun ride. Blah, blah, blah. Oh my God, I read the wrong way. Let's try this again. Rigging team worked with layout to provide ribbons of water to be placed in shots to show flow, at what speed, and on what path the water should generally flow, recalls producer Mandy Tankinson. Animators took those ribbons and gave them movement along with the characters. Then the effects team runs fluid simulation along the path, comparable to running water through a clear tube. Still, this is a really good shot right here. Lovely. Lovely, lovely. Alright, let's jump forward to the girls, because that's one of the most important parts of this book. Getting to the Grove. Welcome to Smurfy Grove. Look at that. Smurf Blossom right there. Smurf Storm. Very colorful place. Now, a lot of people talked about the hair for the girls, and one of them said, it's too bad all the girls have blue colored hair. There could have been more to just Smurf colored hair. So, let's get to our main girls first off. Starting with Smurf Storm herself. See, in these early concept art, she wasn't always supposed to have the bow and arrow. Look at that, a shotgun, staff, and pea shooter. Then we've got some Smurf Blossom right here, down there, and some Smurf Lily up here. See, originally her hair was supposed to be orange. Lovely, huh? So let's see here. Let's talk about this one. Show this wonderful shot here. Show all this. Yeah, this is a good shot of all three. Here we go. Smurf Storm is a Smurf of few words but great presence, conveying a quiet, reserved confidence that adds power to her physical strength and agility. She's tough, clearly a warrior at heart, says producer Jordan Kerner. Smurf Blossom provides counterbalance to the strong but silent type, since she is full of energy and bouncing all over the place, says animation supervisor Alan Hawkins. Smurf Lily is a bit more of an introvert, portraying more intelligence than physical power, yet is ready to participate in whatever the community needs. And that's a great thing, because each of these three main Smurf girls has always had their points. They were all amazing. And of course, you can't forget about Smurf Willow. Lovely, lovely outfit. Some more of her 2D concept design. Wonderful, isn't it? Ah, okay, sure. Let's show this one more time, and I'll read this off. Leading the community of Smurf girls is Smurf Willow, marked with authority by her white hair and red clothing. Similar to Papa Smurf, although she plays a role comparable to that of Papa Smurf, she is not called Mama Smurf because she is meant to be more of a grand dame than a matriarch. Smurf Willow carries herself very confidently, with reserved, thoughtful expressions and controlled timing, notes animation supervisor Alan Hawkins. Wonderful timing indeed. Check out her room. Look at this. 2-story room. Amazing. More concept art of her place on the outside. And of course, finished products. It's amazing how much stuff goes through with all this and all the other things when it comes to the girls. Here's one of them doing their everyday business. Good stuff here. The Smurf girls may all be rather independent creatures, but they work well together to fulfill the needs of their community, and sometimes they even combine efforts with their natural neighbors, including butterflies, caterpillars, and spiders to get the job done. Laundry day in Smurfy Grove must be interesting. I showed off this page when I did the Smurfs Bubble Story survey. More of the girls doing their thing, the band, Smurf Lotus and all that. Great stuff here, huh? See, this is their outfit. Forest leaves and fauna and washable clay that they take off of their bodies. You know, it's really great. And the funny thing is, they're all based off of the Smurfette model, which makes sense because they use a basic Smurf model. Here they are in their out of the tribe formation, building up the Smurf dragon and whatnot. Look at this, more of their disguises. Too bad that didn't make it into the movie. A Goliath suit would have been awesome. That would have been great. I guess I can read this last part. It's the end of the journey, which is fine because we're coming up to the end of the video. Check out this wonderful shot right here. Big tree, nothing but the ladies in there. And of course, we got this scene right here, which is amazing. Long ago, Peo gave Smurfs a motto. Together we are stronger, and this certainly rings true in Smurfs the Lost Village. On screen, Smurfette feels as she encounters a whole new community and culture of Smurfs, which in return supports her in her journey of self-discovery. Behind the screen, director Kelly Asbury attests to the fact that a director is only as good as his team. It really is a component of different people doing what they do and me allowing them to do it. I have a huge, wonderful team of colleagues, and I give them every bit of credit for making this come together. It takes a Smurf village. And that's quite a big village to make this movie. So as I turn away from this, I just want to tell everyone thank you for for checking this out with me. By all means, see this movie. If not on the digital download, wait until it comes out on DVD or get both. Let me know what you think of the art book here. And of course, at the end, this is something I wanted to show you. They got this wonderful little thing in here. So let's open it up because there's some stuff in here. So first and foremost, we have a poster. Okay, sure. I can show off a poster. Let's show off the poster. Hopefully I can get all of it on screen. Okay, sure. I can get all this on screen. I'll just span it through. We got all this wonderful, wonderful thing right here. The regular village. Not bad. And on the other side is blank. It's not one of those two-sided poster deals. And there's one more thing in here that I want to show you guys before we get up out of here. And I have a minute to do so. We got this wonderful little postcard from Smurfs the Lost Village here. We got this. This is the back. And on the front, we have the Smurf Dragon. Awesome. So again, guys, thank you for coming out to watch this with me. If you enjoyed it, give it a like. Let me know what you thought. What were your favorite animated things from this book? Get this art book if you can. And let me know what you think, not only of the art of the movie Smurfs the Lost Village, but the movie in general. Again, thank you guys so much for this. I appreciate it. And if you want to see more Smurfiness, remember to hit the like and subscribe to the channel. Raise your thumbs if you enjoyed this one. Now let me take my goose from the oven because I'm done. Bye-bye, everybody. Bye-bye.